Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Brianne and this is Bree's Knits. Hi, it is right now as I'm recording this, it is a Tuesday. I hope to have this up at least by Thursday because it is oh my gosh, why can't I speak? It's already August. So yeah, a little behind on the podcast, but I think I usually like doing it within the first week of the next month anyway, so that way I give myself an actual fighting chance of finishing whatever I need to finish within the month, or you know, get more whips going to show you guys. But unfortunately for this month I only have one finished object and I am wearing it today. It is the Ripple halter top by Jessie May. I'm trying to like show you guys. I love it. The yarn is Sorella yarn. It is the colorway Horizon, which I kind of like because even though it's a tonal, like the way that it's dyed kind of reminds me of when you go into the beach and like a really clear watery really clear and blue color water. Kind of reminds me of that, like ripples in the sand underwater. So I really like that. This base is the silk sock base that they just came out with, I believe. I think they have a silk DK too. So it's 50% merino, 50% silk. So soft, oh my gosh, and it feels so light. I absolutely love it. And I think it was a controversy that Jessie May had to like talk about on her Instagram. Ugh, okay. About like people saying you can't really wear a bra with it. I just wanted to wear this as an example of how cute it looks with a little bit of a something poking out. So I have a bralette on from American Eagle or Aerie. That's their like bra side. They have the long line tank bralettes that are like kind of look more like a halter top or like a super cropped halter. So it's like perfectly like goes with the shape of the halter, and I think it adds like a little cute fun and fresh thing. And then if you really hated it, you could just kind of like tuck in the lace bits. I tried looking for more on their website recently and I couldn't find any like other ones, but there are definitely bras that fit the shape. And I didn't do like as deep of a, I don't even know, like basically I didn't want all the side boob out. Like I think it looks cute on some people, but personally I'm just not super comfortable with showing that myself. But I love seeing everybody's pictures and I think it's pretty good anyway. Like I like this length. Ooh, look at my back. Ow, my shoulder just popped. I don't know if you heard that. But yeah, so this is my finished object. It took me a little bit longer than I thought it would. I think mostly because I did start this before I went on vacation, and then I don't think I had joined in the round just yet. Second. Okay, sorry, I had to attend to something. But so where I was going back, oh, so I actually had, I know I had just said that I didn't join in the round yet, but I think I had just joined in the round when I went to Mexico, and I was getting a little distracted, so I couldn't continue to work on this, and also it was just we were constantly doing something, so I wasn't really like focusing on kind of the setup row and joining in the round row. So I just needed to kind of put it away for a little bit, but I finally finished it within this month. I finished it. I'm so happy to finally be wearing it. I can definitely see myself making more. Probably will play around with like the depth of the chest area. Maybe shorter, maybe longer. I don't know. I was trying to do like a, what's that one? It's the one that everyone's making this month or this summer. The camisole, is it number 5? The one that kind of has like the same neckline shape? I think so, but I was trying to like do something like that because that is like a style I feel more comfortable with, kind of like that depth. But I thought that I think it just looks really nice, and I like the way it worked up too. I really like the just basic ribbing. I love Jessie May patterns because every time something is like being worked up, I'm like, she is just so perfect. Like, not perfect, like her brain, like, I don't know, like, I think when I don't know, I just like her patterns. I think they're so well written, they're so detailed, and I don't know, like at the end of it, like the little shaping bit, like here, genius. Genius. So I love it. We'll definitely make more in the future, but that's about it for my finished objects. So yeah, now we got the whips, which I have plenty of this month, actually, funnily enough. So one of them, just go ahead and bring it out. I was like mid-row though, so I have this to show you, but I'm making the tongue-tied top by Kara's Knits. I have the first few bits of ribbing. It is Rama alpaca lin. So the strand that's holding it all together is linen, and then just alpaca. My camera moved, and that was because my cat just decided to lay against my tripod, so sorry if that was a little discombobulating. But anyway, it's in the color jade green, I believe, which is super duper pretty. Really love the color. The color is what kind of drew me to this. Let's see if you could see the fuzzies. There we are. I really like how this is working up so far. We had to switch needles, and I find that every time, oh, no, okay, there we are. Now not so blurry. Every time I have to switch needles to a bigger size, it's just not, I don't know, like, it's not that it sucks, but if I don't remember to knit very loosely on the row before, then it's just really hard for me to get like the needle through. So that's where I'm kind of stuck at right now, is getting my needle through. I kind of have to try to loosen it up as much as I can, but that's where we are with this one. Not so much progress, but progress nonetheless. I also forgot to say that this episode is going to be more acquisition heavy, so I will let you know when that happens. So if you don't want to be here, then you can, that's fine. If you want to leave, I mean, through that portion, then that's okay. So another whip I have like a little thing now. Another whip I have is my personal, I guess you'd call it design. Still working on it. I haven't really gotten through much else right now, and I'll tell you why in a bit. But here we are. It's the baby doll dress. Kind of started having ideas how to continue and how to move forward, and that's very exciting, but also at the same time I'm like trying to balance all these other projects in my head. So there's that. I also have this other whip. It's a baby whip. It is the Fall Duo Baby Romper. This is the front portion so far. I have to finish the second strap with the buttonholes, and then I have to do the back side and then the big ruffle. I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. It is by Sandra Malgares. I don't speak Portuguese, so I'm sorry if my Portuguese was very atrocious, but it is by Agasalos e Bulgajos. As always, I usually write down the name of the designer and the link for that pattern in the description below, so I will go ahead and do that this time as well. It's no different this time, but it's really cute. It's a really frilly, you can do it without the big ruffle in the back or with it. Oh, that's what I was going to show you, was the picture. Funny enough, she just liked my story, so there we are. It is honestly super adorable, and I had shown it to, okay, oh, that's why, because my aunt is having her baby shower this month, so I really wanted to, I asked her like I showed her a bunch of patterns and said, which one do you like the best? And she picked out this one. So it's going to, hopefully, it's going to look like that with the little ruffle on it. That's the duo. So you can do it without the ruffles or with the ruffle. I'm doing it with the ruffle. Going to do it potentially around the time that, like, the size of when it'll be Thanksgiving for the US. So I personally think you can't go wrong with brown, and the yarn I'm using for that one is Paintbox DK. It's 100% acrylic. It's working out pretty okay, I think, now, because I also have a couple other whips I'm going to show you that, or one more, I think, that requires more mental space, and I just, whenever I kind of need a bit of a break, I go back to it and I start working on it. So yeah, it's cute. I do, though, have to hurry it up and try to finish it soon, because the baby shower is in like a week and a half, which I'm pretty sure if I put my mind to it, I can finish that romper in like 2 days, because baby clothes. But I've just been taking my time with it. I think that's kind of like the general theme with the baby knits, because I know it doesn't take that long. I kind of tend to put it off, but I do need to finish it. So I need to finish it. But yeah, so that's that one. And then I'm trying to like get through this really quickly, so that way I can have all the time in the world to show you my acquisitions. And also because I had a little bit of a chat for this next whip. So my next whip, there's someone on Instagram, and I absolutely adore their handle. It's called "And for my next whip." I think that's just so cute. Anyway, so this is it. So I got selected for the Cargill sweater test by Rebecca for the Creabea. I like it so far. I even had my, let me see if I have my gauge swatch to show you guys. So this is the dip stitch pattern, and I am currently using, my doggy wants to smell it. Here you go. Thank you. Thank you for blessing it. Here it is. There's my swatch. So the yarn I'm using for this is, oh my goodness. So you can use like different options for it. You can do some single strand or double strand. I'm doing double strand. This is Drops Kid Silk Mohair in powder. And this is Knitting for Olive. Oh, went out of focus. Went out of focus. Okay, we're back. This is Knitting for Olive Merino. Dusty Rose, I believe. Yeah, I think it's Dusty Rose. But it was funny because I was actually going to go for like a powder, like a cream color. And I couldn't really tell if this color exactly coordinated well with it. But when it came in, pleasantly surprised. They're perfect together. So you can't even tell them apart. I think only if you looked super duper close at the mohair. Maybe. But not really. So this is my first time doing dip stitch. I think it is for a lot of people that are doing the test. But it came along, like, this was my second swatch. I had done one on 4 millimeters, and it was just like, it was off by a centimeter from the row and the stitch gauge. So I just went up to 4.5 because I am quite a tight knitter, and it came out really nice. Honestly, too, like, I feel like swatches in the round look like little coasters, and I'm kind of in love. I've been using some of my swatches as like bookmarks, so there goes another beautiful one. But I was finally able to cast on for my size, and here we are. This is what I have so far. I think the thing is that, and I also have another test that I'm doing, but I'm waiting for the yarn on that one. I'm doing the Daphne test for Friday Knits. Thankfully, that turnaround time, or the deadline's in October. So I have, expecting the yarn this week, sorry. I ordered it directly from Knitting for Olive. I ordered some of the heavy merino. But I think it's like, I don't know why my voice went like that. I think testing is interesting because everybody goes about testing differently. So my first test knit ever was the Made You Love dress by Ocean Knits. And because it was my first test, I definitely felt kind of like lost. I felt like the imposter syndrome definitely kicked in really hard. And I was like, what do I have to contribute to anything? You know, like the pattern seemed mostly done. It didn't seem like there was any extra help. And then if I was having trouble comprehending something, I often thought it was my own fault. I think it just goes back to like when you're in school and stuff. And then I think I'd feel more comfortable talking about it now because Laura from Penrose Knits talks about it, and then Alexandra's talked about it a little bit about like, you know, like having like ADHD or neurodivergencies and stuff like that. And I mean, definitely have that. And along with that goes trouble to comprehend things. And I do remember when I finally got like the confirmation, like, yes, you're not crazy. It's definitely ADHD. I just started thinking about like when I was a kid and like some of the tests I took in school, or even I'm an English literature student. Well, that's what I graduated from in university. And when I did my advanced placement exams, I didn't pass because one, I'm really bad at tests. I hate doing standardized tests. I think they are the worst. I think they are a strain on society, but that is not the soapbox for today. But I just, you know, most of those tests I got a lot of comments coming back saying that I didn't fully comprehend the question, or it seems like my comprehension level wasn't fully there, which is funny because now I have a master's in English Lit and all we did was analysis, and that required a ton of comprehension. But I mean, I just want to say a big ha to standardized testing, but also I do think that that's a bit of a problem with me sometimes, or not with me, but for me, is with testing, again, depending on how well put together the pattern is already at that point. It's like either you get it or you don't. And I do love the texture. I am so excited that Rebecca chose me to be one of the people to test her design, because I think it's obviously a very beautiful design. But there's just like, I think for parts of it as a tester myself, sometimes I'll look at something and I'm like, am I just dumb? Or is it the, like, I don't know, you know, like it definitely, I don't know if anybody else who's a tester thinks this or has this feeling of like you're, I don't know, like definitely like big imposter syndrome. And then sometimes I'll tell my husband, like, I don't know if I should even add this in the comments or in feedback, because I feel like it's, one, it's either I'm super nitpicky, or two, I just feel like I have nothing helpful to contribute, or if I'm not getting it, I'm like, oh, maybe I'm the only one, which I know logically that's not the case. Like if I have a question, more than likely, at the very least, one other person has that same question. But it's just definitely like interesting testing. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I think it's fun. I think the community, like in the group chats, are super fun. I love looking at all the color choices and yarn choices people make. And I love that everybody's always willing to help each other out too. But one, I could also see like how overwhelming that would be for the designer, like constantly just getting all these questions and you're like, I thought I explained it like in such a proficient manner, but then you have everybody, like I was just thinking about that too. I'm like, Rebecca wrote this in like such a great way, and here I am like not understanding it still, and why? Is it me? Is it, you know, like, but I think maybe I'm just putting a lot of pressure on myself, and I know myself well enough to the point where if I've ever felt like that with a pattern, I kind of just need to step away for maybe like a day and then come back to it with a fresher and clearer mind, instead of like because yesterday I kept coming back to it and kept reading the pattern and was like, okay, maybe it'll just click. Finally, I reached out in the group chat and then I was like, okay, cool, we're good. Answer, like I got an answer, and then I was like, never mind, I don't actually get it. I thought I got it, but totally did not. So I just went ahead and added a comment on the overall pattern. But honestly, like, it's great, I think. And then other people, because then I see other people in the group chat who are like, they've done the whole yoke already, they've separated for sleeves, and I'm like, how? Like, that's, I don't know, like, I feel like it's like when you're in school, and I guess the best way I could relate to it is like math or maths, as our friends across the pond say. But like when you're all working on the same problem, you have the same numbers in front of you, and then someone else gets a completely different answer than you, and you're like, I got 24. Or like when you're doing a multiple choice question in a math class, and they're like, pick which one of these is like the correct answer, and the answer you got isn't any of the answers that are on there. So it definitely feels like that sometimes, where it's kind of like, wait, I had this answer. How come it's not on, like, how come it's not on the test? Like, and you have no idea how to get to any of those answers, because in your mind, now that's like the one way ingrained in your head is to do it that way, and you're going to keep coming up with the same answer. So definitely what happens in my brain sometimes with and I've just started realizing this has nothing to do with like the designers themselves, because now I have tested for, I will say now 3, even though 2, no, yeah, 3. So 2 previously, which was the Eloise top and the Made You Love, and that one had a lot of tweaking for Vanessa herself, but thankfully more other people are faster knitters than I am, so they got to it before I did. But I've tested for those 2. So it has nothing to do with the designer. I think it has just everything to do with me. Even with Friday knits, I think there was a couple of times I had issues comprehending something, which is funny because even when I purchase patterns from the same designers, I don't think I've ever had issues comprehending it. And I feel like most of the time the tests are almost as closely, like if it's not as a complicated of a pattern as you might think, it's not, it's like the final result is pretty close. I think so. I think it's pretty close to the test product. All this to say, it has nothing to do, like, it has no reflection whatsoever on Rebecca. She has written like, and she's giving so many details. I think it's just me. Like, honestly, I think I'm just, I don't know. I think also I'm like intimidated by like the stitch pattern, if that makes sense. Like, I love it, and I've done textured things before. I think I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like this is exactly how I was when I did cables for the first time. I was just so nervous the entire time. I was like putting it off to learn because I just didn't think it would happen for me. And I just kept doing that, I think. And then once I finally like was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, the pattern's actually not that difficult. It kind of like, you get used to it, and because you're doing it every so often, it is pretty intuitive. Like, you already know what to do. You don't really have to look at the chart after a while. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think I'm just like intimidated by the pattern, and then all the other testers are like super amazing, and some of them, like I said, already have like separated for sleeves. I'm like, how'd you do it? Tell me. I don't know. I just have, basically I have a mental block. So that's why I said, like, it has nothing to do with Rebecca or her skills in writing or her skills in math. I think I just have a big mental block that's like not allowing me to comprehend something. And I hate that because I want to be as like helpful as possible. And then I just feel like with kind of just staying at this block, I feel like I'm almost like disappointing people, even though I know that's not true. And Rebecca's like seems like a really nice person, and like very understanding. But I'm just like, I have that mental block of like, I can't do this, or this is really hard. And then seeing everybody else do it and it looks like almost perfect. I'm like, wow. Yeah, no, I am not at that level. Like, did I bite off more than I can chew? The answer logically is no. I know I can do it and I'm totally capable of doing it. It's literally just one line that I'm like, why am I having issues comprehending what's going on here? Like, I don't know. I don't know why, but it'd be like that sometimes. And I just wanted to like kind of share my testing experience. I know that also happened with, in the Eloise top. Somehow I think I wasn't reading one of the sentences correctly. So in my mind, I kept thinking to make the bobbles, I have to also make decreases. So then like the stitch pattern went from like this many stitches and then went down to here. And I was like, how the heck is that gonna fit me? Like, no way in heck. I did that like 4 times. And then finally, I don't know what it was. It just clicked in my head and I was like, oh my gosh, it was so easy this whole time. And I feel like that's definitely what's gonna happen here, but I don't know if anyone else has that issue, if you're just like get stuck and then you walk away for however many days and then you come back to it and you're like, it was literally not that hard. Why did I psych myself out? So I think I'm in that moment where I'm just psyching myself out. But I am very like, also very stubborn and I will finish it. Like I will do it. I'm not saying like I want to quit because that's just not in my vocabulary. If I started doing something, I'm gonna finish it. Unless like there are circumstances outside of my control, but I'm gonna finish it because I want that sweater. I need that sweater. The Cargill sweater is absolute genius. And I cannot believe this is gonna be Rebecca's first pattern that she comes out with because it is like chef's kiss in so many ways. And I can already see myself using like a DK to gift it to somebody, or I have a few bits of acrylic in like a sage green, and I think that Cargill sweater would look beautiful in that color. So I'm absolutely super excited to finish it. I think I'm just like at a weird mental block right now, but hopefully in maybe a knit and chat later in the future or by the end of this month, I'll be able to share my success of like getting over that. And I don't know, I'm just talking now, but yeah, those are all my whips. I will do it. I'm just having a little bit of imposter syndrome and also feeling a little insecure about my abilities, but I mean, hey, who doesn't? Okay, so now that I've yapped so much, also, how are we feeling about this? Okay, how are we feeling about this angle? Is it too close? Do you guys prefer me like a little further away? Or do you guys like this angle? I don't know. Let me know. Also, I really like this. I don't know if you guys have like weird parts of your body that you like actually really like, but I really like my clavicle. So when this top came out, I was like, yes, for me. This is made specifically for me. So anyway, if you're not into acquisitions or you don't want to stay for the acquisition party, I totally understand, and I will see you next time. But if you're here for all the acquisitions, if you want to live vicariously through me, I'm down with that. Also, if you hear a ton of noise, my cats are not asleep right now. I usually film these when they're sleeping, but they are not. They're fully active and throwing their bodies into furniture. So I'm sorry about that in advance. And also not advance because I know they were acting up earlier, but okay, so yarn acquisitions. I have quite a ton. Oh, I also have a book acquisition. So let me go ahead and grab that really quick. So my first acquisition that I want to show you is a book. I got the 52 Weeks of Socks. Bam. This is what I got. By Lane. I don't know if that's how you would say it, but that's how it looks like in my English US speaking head. So Lane. But I saw Tiffany Lou from Typical Bliss bought this a while ago, and I've been seeing her make the socks from this book, and they all look so beautiful. And in my yarn acquisitions, I have a ton of sock yarn, so I do have some patterns on Ravelry already, but there's also a few yarn, a few skeins that I would like to see in one of these patterns. So I bought this at a Barnes & Noble. I wouldn't say local, but it was at a Barnes & Noble, and it was $20. I was kind of surprised to see it there. I was hoping to go back into a Joann and see if they had it, because they did have it at my local Joann, but it was kind of like scuffed at the top, and it had like, I just didn't like it. It wasn't nice. It wasn't pretty. But it also had like an additional sale. Like Joann always has coupons, right? So stand of Joann. But they always have coupons, and they had like a get like anything regular priced 40% off. So this was just regular price at $20. If you added the 40% off, it was like $12, and then you just pay tax, so maybe like 15 or 14 something. But I skipped out on it because it was like kind of damaged on the cover. And it was also it's a soft cover. I didn't get the hard cover, and this one was the only one at Barnes & Noble, so I just snagged it. So there's that. Now I have a ton of yarn acquisitions. All of these I purchased a while ago. It's just that they happen to come in now. Okay, so no judgment, please. I even had to get another container for my yarn. So let's begin. So I had ordered from Explorer Knits and Fibers Ireland collection. I will get through some of that now. Let me see. So initially I had got some DK to make a Pigalle jumper by Fablonnewe. And this is one of the DK colors. I guess I got it's in the colorway Woolly. It's in her base Rockies DK. And then let me go ahead. And then this one is the Innismore, also Rockies DK. So the Pigalle jumper is like a striped, looks like a striped top, really. So here we are. I really liked these two colors together. I also really just liked Innismore on its own, and I just wanted to have it really bad. So I went ahead and grabbed these two as a combination for the jumper. Obviously I got more, but I just wanted to show you the colors. Here they are together. I think they look super, super nice. The Innismore looks a bit more like a teal, light blue, I guess. Like it's like a lighter version of this Horizon color. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's so beautiful. So, and I'm not really a blue girl, but recently, like some of the indie dyers have been killing it with the blue, so I just needed it. So those are that. And then I purchased the whole collection in the variegated colors, and I got them on the cashmere sock base. So let's get into that. Let me pick through some of these really quickly. Like I said, I ordered this one when it dropped. It's just, they just come in. So yeah. Oh, I also got one that's just one straight up tonal. Ah, come on, stop falling everywhere. Okay, so I got this tonal. It's My Guinness. It's like a very deep brown color. My husband needed some socks, and I said I could make him some, and asked him if he liked a color in particular from the collection, and he really liked this one. So those will be some socks for him. You guys ready? Okay, so most of these will be either socks or ripple halters. Also, I should mention, sorry, I don't know what I said sorry to. Okay, I should mention that my ripple halter, I didn't mention this before. I always feel like I never give as good of an explanation as other creators do on like the details of their tops. But so I actually had gotten 2 skeins of the silk sock from Sorella. This was done in 1 skein, It was, I believe the yardage is like 438. I did in one skein. Like, I think I even had extra left, like tiny bit extra, but still. So all of these variegated in the cashmere sock base are 435 yards. So I'm very confident that I can get another ripple halter with some of these, on top of like also doing socks too. So quite excited for that. But okay, let us get started. Maybe from like lightest to darkest, because they're about to all fall off. Anyway, this colorway that I'm about to show you is a Murphy's Brown Bread. This color, and it's like very nice neutral base with some speckles in it. We got some of the like brown and yellow speckling, and it's so gorgeous. Oh, we got a little bit more color there, and it's so gorgeous. This one I want it to be a ripple halter, and I will make it in that. So there's that one. I don't know how to pronounce this one. Fiada, F-I-A-D-H. If we have any Gaelic speaking friends or Irish friends, maybe you can let me know how to pronounce it. But yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. But it is a beautiful colorway. It kind of, when I saw the colorway, it kind of reminded me like of a cousin of Duomo. If you guys know that colorway, but I think this one's like just super duper pretty too. I mean, they're all nice. Is it not focusing? Okay, there we are. So it's got like some purples, got some browns, got some pinks, got some of like the sage green in there. I like the bottoms, you can see a little bit more. And it's really beautiful, and it has that cream color going throughout it too. This one, I would say socks, but also because it's so like light colored, I also don't want it to be socks. So who knows? I mean, maybe I can even make a kerchief with this if I held it with something, but there's that. This one was also like one of my favorites, and I almost got like a sweater's quantity of it, but realistically I had no plans for it for a sweater. And it is the Irish Heather colorway. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Honestly, Allie's a genius. Look at those colors. I love her saturation in colors. And it honestly is so beautiful. Look at that. It's like a purple, pink, the lighter pink, that like orange brown stripe through it. Look at that. Oh, it's so beautiful. This one, I think I'm gonna make into socks. I can see these as being socks. They're so cute. Have I made socks before? No, I've abandoned whips that were socks, but I am determined because I want some nice hand-knit socks. So there's that. My other favorite in the collection is the Killarney National Park. It's so beautiful. Like, honestly, I have no idea how to describe the feelings I had for this yarn when I saw the colorway for the first time. I'm absolutely in love. Look at those pinks, those greens. Like, look at, these are definitely gonna be socks. I already know. They are gonna be socks, and they're gonna be for me because why not? I just love the color so much. Like, I have no idea how to describe this kind of color other than I love it. So there we are. And then, let's see, maybe we should just continue on the green train. This one is called Emerald Isle. Such a beautiful green. Look at that. It's like a spring green mixed with all these other like darker greens. Bit of a yellow tinge in there, maybe some browns too. It's honestly just so gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. Freaking bats. Just kidding. Honestly, yeah. I mean, what else can I say other than it's beautiful? Hey, go. Sit down. Sit. Okay, the next one, I'll just go with this one. It is My Goodness. So it actually pairs with this one. So here's My Goodness. My Goodness. Ta! So my goodness is, as you can see, a very nicely variegated brown. I really like all of the different brown tones in here. I'm definitely a fan of brown in general. But for some reason, I can't see this being something specifically for me, so these might end up being socks as a present for somebody. But it's still a very beautiful color, so I really like that. And then one of these other ones are definitely gonna be a sock for somebody. I know who that somebody is, but I don't know if they watch this, to be honest, so it's not gonna say. So the next colorway is called Cliffs of Moher. And it's like this very deep, like moody blue green color. It's so cute, and it's got like a blue grayish area too. So these will definitely be socks for somebody as a gift, because I already asked and they said they liked this color. So they'll already know who they are, I guess. And then last but not least, I absolutely love this color. It's Giant's Causeway. Woo, look at that. I love this color too, just because, okay, so I guess I feel like I have to give a backstory, but I don't really, but I want to. So one of the first, okay, well, let me just get into the color first and then I'll talk about it. But look at this color. It's like, I'm telling you, I am not a blue girl most days, but this absolutely has me by the throat, has my heart, has my soul, has everything. Like literally. It is so gorgeous. Look at those blues in there. I just love the variations of this. And then, so when the Ireland collection came out, I had posted like a little sappy story. So basically the first international trip I had ever taken or planned myself was to Ireland, and I think I was about 19 at the time. I went with my aunt, I went with my uncle. That's like the best time of my life. I loved seeing Giant's Causeway. It was like one of my favorite spots that we went to there actually. So just having this like in a yarn, I don't know, it just makes the memories seem so much nicer and brighter. I did not get to go to the Killarney National Park. I didn't get to go to the Cliffs of Moher, unfortunately. But honestly, just like all of these colors just give me like the vibes of being back there. And then ever since I've been, I told my husband I really want to go back because I had just like the time of my life there. It's so beautiful. I mean, when I went, the people were really nice to us. It was just like overall like a really great experience. I think the only thing I missed while I was there was spicy food. I hated their spicy food. I hated their Mexican food. Sorry, like I had it in Dublin. Like it just does not even compare to LA food. I feel like that's kind of an unfair comparison. That's the only thing I miss whenever I go to Europe is just spicy food. And I make way with Indian food while I'm over there. Well, now, but I wasn't eating Indian when I went to Ireland, but I absolutely love them. I can't fit all of them in my hands, but here, let's see. Okay, thumbnail. Just look at that. Salem. My cat they just like the tripod today for some reason. So these are all of the, well, there's more, but those are the Ireland collections. So next up is, let's see, where did they go? Oh no, okay. So I got drops yarn, as I already stated, for the Cargill Test. And it is I got like 7 of them in powder. There's that. I feel like I had a very heavy yarn acquisition. But I guess that's about it. Those are really the only new yarns that came in. So very happy about that. And I'm happy that I bought them all. Well, other than like buying the whole variegated collection, I don't really have plans for those, but I have an idea what I can do with each of them and with each of the colors too. So that's why I got that one, because I felt like I had more ideas of what to do with the variegated ones than the tonals, which is kind of wild, but nonetheless, there it is. So thanks for sticking around all the way to the end if you made it to the end. If you want to see more, or if you want to keep up with my projects, please subscribe and maybe like this video so that more of our fiber friends can all come together and we can all discuss in the comments. Do you ever feel like, if you've tested before, do you ever feel the same things I was talking about, or is that just me? Like, am I just in a boat on my own, or have you also felt like that intense imposter syndrome? Or maybe you felt like that before, and if you have some tips of like getting over that or something, just let me know in the comments. But until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.